You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk, AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
You are listening to The Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, July 10th show. You can also listen to our podcast, Facebook premiere show, or our show on our YouTube channel. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
It is a great day to talk about money. That is what all the show is all about, how to make money, save money, so you can have a better quality of life for you and your family. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We are here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show today. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150. Or online at themoneyhour.com. And now on our show, Doug Peterson of Get Priorities Straight. Ignorance about your cash flow is more painful than awareness. Right here on 1150 AM KKNW. Welcome, Doug, to the show. Again, welcome back.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And, you know, Keelan's doing some education for us and kind of to understand how to read these reports. And Doug, you're not a co-host of the show, but you're kind of coming in on a regular basis with your series as well to really educate on getting priorities straight. So a little bit about Doug. Get Priorities Straight's partners with clients to create cash flow clarity, build intentional spending and saving habits, and gain financial peace of mind. GPS was founded out of the passion for positively influencing individuals, couples, and business owners' lives by helping them transform their relationship with their personal finances. Their comprehensive processes and tools give you clarity and insight into your financial situation so your funds support the priorities and values that drive you. You will gain control, reduce stress, and enjoy more of what life has to offer.
Doug, you big stud. Good to see you again. And I'm excited to talk about what we got going on here. You always got such interesting information to provide, and it always changes, which is really valuable. Your theme here today is ignorance about your cash flow is more painful than awareness, which is brilliant, by the way. Why is this topic important?
Well, when we don't know, we're uncertain. When you know and are aware, you can just make better decisions and get better results. Most people don't know where their money's going. They have a general idea, but when they see their strategy, they make different decisions. Now, people might say, well, I don't really have a strategy. Everybody has a strategy, even if it's just random. That's your strategy. But if you know where your money's going and you realize, wow, there's other stuff I want more, you can make better decisions, but often people are afraid to look at it.
So wait, Doug, you said people don't know where their money is going. And you also said that when they see what their strategy is, they make different decisions. So if they don't know where their money is going, they don't have a strategy. Would that be correct?
Yeah. And like I mentioned a little bit before, they have a strategy, but their strategy is just to wing it. Just spend money and hope they get ahead versus being intentional about your spending and giving every dollar a job and knowing how much is left. People don't like the word budgeting because it sounds like a diet, but people go, oh no, I use Quicken and I use Mint and I use other programs. All they're doing is record keeping. You're not budgeting your money unless you know how much you have left. If you can't answer that question, you're not budgeting.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, in life is happening. Time is passing and you're either intentional about it or you're not, but something is coming out of your actions. And so same with your money. No matter what it is, what you're doing is your plan. If you're not intentional about it, that's what your result is. So it makes a lot of sense. Why do you call it cash flow, Doug, as opposed to budgeting?
Well, budgeting is one piece. That's deciding how much money is going in and how much is going out and how much you want to spend in each area. But there's another component you have to consider, and that is the health of your finances. How much cash do you have? How much consumer debt do you have? If you want to buy a home, you can't carry a whole bunch of unsecured debt and expect to have a good credit score and have money to purchase. So you need to look more than just, yeah, we're living within our budget. Are you building up reserves? Do you have an emergency fund? Do you have goals you want to reach? are you healthy? You look at a company, some companies have more debt than they do cash. And often people have more debt than they do cash. And any asset that depreciates, any consumer debt that goes down in value is not good debt, because now you're paying extra interest on something that's becoming less and less valuable.
Yeah, if you can really strategize yourself as a bank would, position yourself just as if you're your own bank, you would be looking at your money a lot differently. So Doug, what do people need to understand about their own cash flow?
Well, it's really simple. People make this hard, but it's simple. You just need to put in a good system, and a system that'll tell you where you stand. And people are sometimes not interested in saying, well, I don't want to keep track of what I spend. But if you could get 10 or 15% more cash to do whatever you want with, and let's say you're making $150,000, that's $10,000 to $15,000. And if that's take home, that's all net. So if you knew that you could absolutely save 10 to 15%, when they implemented credit cards, they found that people spent 23% more than they did when they paid cash. Well, it's the same thing when you pay attention to your finances. If you pay attention, you'll probably save 10 to 15 to 20%, and you'll repurpose that money to stuff that's really important to you.
That's exciting for listeners. It's about escalating your life. It's not about suffering. It's not about, oh, I'm going to have to live in scarcity, because scarcity is nothing that any successful people live in. You want to live in abundance, and that just escalates that with the help of Doug. So what about businesses, Doug? We talk to business owners and such. You'd assume that they have a really good idea of cash flow, don't you?
You'd think so, but most businesses I find are started by great technicians, people who are excellent in their field. And like most people, they haven't invested time in learning how to manage cash flow. Instead, they do something I call checkbook budgeting. We have money left. Let's buy it. They don't take into consideration the money that they've already committed, taxes, infrequent expenses, and keeping enough reserves. Often I find business owners don't set aside the salary of a new person for 3 months before they hire them. And then you go, boy, they're not working out. And now they have a debt to deal with. So it's really important. If you own a business, well, first of all, your home is a business. There's money coming in and money going out. You need more money coming in and going out. And it's the same thing with the business. At home, you need an emergency fund. In your business, you need reserves.
So Doug, it's no difference in any conversation or any change that we're trying to make in our life. You to get different results, you have to create different behaviors, different mindset, different habits in order to do that. And you've created, to help people through this journey of changing behaviors, you've created the GPS, attitude and habit shifting model. We're going to break it down here with you today, but can you share just the basic of that?
Well, it's going from how you feel to what you know. It's really starting out optimistic, moving through the pessimistic area as you kind of realize what you have to deal with, and then back to more of an optimistic success position.
So we got a really snazzy model here that unfortunately some are not going to be able to see, but we can go through the stages with everybody. And so we're going to take some time to do that. So I want to start, Doug, with stage 1, false hope. Can you go into that a little bit more in detail?
Yeah, I just say I don't know what I don't know. I want to start something. I'm excited about it. And I really don't know what's all involved until you get into it.
And then you have stage 2 that you call new awareness, where somebody is saying, I guess I need help.
Yeah. So kind of back to stage 1, it's also the unconscious incompetence piece, right? You really are getting started and you're not sure what it is. Now in stage 2, you're starting to get into more of a pessimistic role where you go, wow, I think this is a lot more than I thought, or shoot, I have to learn something. I might have to change a little. You gain a new awareness and you say to yourself, wow, I guess I need help with this. And the difficulty with this is if you, well, I'll just start with that. Often we don't ask for help, and that's the challenge. We think, oh, I should be able to do this. Well, if you've never spoke French, how are you going to learn it the first time by yourself? If you've never ridden a bike, you're going to fall off, and you're not going to want to get in on after falling off a few times. So sometimes you just need somebody to help you.
And having some accountability with that person that can push you a little bit, maybe give you that, new understanding and hold you accountable to it. Because Maslow's hierarchy of thinking, you're trying to keep your brain normal. And when some new information comes by, you get kind of scared. And then which leads to stage 3, worse than I thought. And, I want to quit.
Yeah, that's where we have that awkward success and failure part. And when we have success and failure, we don't like to fail. People don't like to fail at all. And the funny thing about success and failure is that failure is only the feeling you get when you don't accomplish something you set out to do. And success is not a destination either. It's only the feeling you get when you do accomplish something you set out to do. But if you get to this spot where you want to quit and then you stop, you're going to go through all 3 stages again: false hope, new awareness, worse than I thought, and you'll just do a rinse and repeat. You'll be stuck, you restart and repeat.
Yeah, don't be fearful of not reaching success. Be fearful of not embracing the failure to get to the success. So I love going into stage 4 because there's hope. So I can really do this.
Yeah, now we're getting to a point where we go, oh, I can see it. I don't have the unconscious competence. I can drive a car, but I have to think about it. I have to think about what's next.
That's interesting. I love this. And then stage 5, peace of mind. I wish I would have done this sooner. And I was just thinking about this, and this could relate to anything in life. And we've all felt all of this. This is huge, Doug. This is great.
Well, that wish I'd done it sooner is, oh my gosh, this wasn't near as bad as I thought now that I'm on the other side. And wow, this is so much easier. And if I'd only known. But the thing is, it's not that if I only knew that now what I knew then, or if I only knew then what I know now, it's here's what I know now. So let's just move forward.
Yeah, Doug, thank you so much for going through those steps, and because it's valuable. It's just like Keelan said, it's going to apply anything that we do. Those are the natural steps that you're going to go through. And if you kind of know what's coming up, you can actually kind of speed up in the process of the steps that you really don't want to spend too much time there because you know what the step is on the other side, right, Doug?
Yeah, and we help you get through stage 2 and 3 fast because that's where some help can get you through the bumps.
Yeah, Doug, thank you again for coming in and joining us on the show. Always appreciate you and your expertise.
Thanks. It's great being here.
Look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay.